The 2-lane cable car in Werfen takes up to 18 people at a time with a height difference of 501 meters to the largest ice cave in the world. The Stur aerial cable car was built in 1955 and modernized in 2015. It is one of the steepest cable cars in Austria.
Oh yes.
Es wird schon langsam, das heißt, du musst Gas geben.
Hier.
We go for a little walk inside. We need about 60 to 70 minutes for the round at temperatures around freezing point, means 0 degrees Celsius, but it won't be too cold for us as there are 1,400 steps waiting for us. Wind speeds of up to 90 kilometers per hour may prevail here. So, really strong. In winter, the whole thing turns around. The complete opposite happens, then we leave the door open. The cold air from outside can then enter the cave, which cools the stone down to minus 10 degrees, and in spring when the snow melts up in the mountains, the meltwater seeps into the cave through all the holes and cracks in the mountains. The ice then forms with the winter cold stored in the rock. That's why we have so much ice in the first kilometer of the cave. So, for us it's already 300 steps up.
Soweit schaffte es der erste Entdecker der Höhle im Jahre 1879.
The first discoverer of the cave made it this far in 1879. Here is the thickest ice in the cave, and also the steepest. It was overcome for the first time in 1913. To do this, the cave researchers had to cut 140 steps into the bare ice. This is the top of the Great Ice Wall. This ice monument is one of the oldest and largest in the entire cave. It has a base circumference of approximately 40 meters and has been growing for almost 90 years. It was able to get so big because there is a crack directly above it where a lot of meltwater flows through every year. In addition, the cave has a narrow section here. In winter, the wind blows extremely strongly here, causing the meltwater to freeze again immediately. That's why the monument became so big. But the wind not only makes the ice grow, but in a few places it actually wears the ice away. For example, this huge notch here, that was all the wind. The wind also makes this beautiful wave effect. We have been offering guided tours since 1920, so visitors have been able to discover the cave for over 100 years, but a lot has changed over that time. For example, there was no cable car yet, so you had to go up on foot. This took up to 3 hours. Then there were no paths in the cave, so you had to enter the cave with crampons. If there had been paths back then, they would be far below you, because the ice has grown so quickly over time. We have had an increase in ice of 30% in the last 100 years, and it is constantly increasing. The only thing that hasn't changed is the lighting. We still use the hand carbide lamps. cave is several million years old. Between 5 and 6 million, the ice between 6,000 and 7,000 years. Over the summer, the top layer of ice melts, and over the winter, everything melts again. For us cave guides, it is a surprise every year how the cave changes. Here is the ice elephant as an example. The Alexander Merck Cathedral is 40 meters high and 70 meters long. Alexander Merck was one of the speleologists who managed to overcome the large ice wall in 1913. However, he died a year later. We're standing here in the Ice Palace right now. This is the deepest point we will see of the cave today. The cave itself would then continue for about 40 kilometers in this direction. The oldest ice was also found here, which was several thousand years old. They drilled 8 meters deep into the ice and took out a piece of ice. There was an old pollen in this piece of ice, which could be used to roughly determine its age. When you are at the cave exit, you will see pictures of this place. You can also see that things looked completely different. So about 70 years ago, the wall passed right in front of your faces.
Я не буду брать, я не помню, сколько там было километров.